Alright, hello again everybody. Welcome back to my war room section of my man cave. And today I wanted to let you in on a little scenario I've been working on. I've been playing it a few times and it's kind of interesting. Today's going to be a Armageddon War video. And I'm going to name this scenario here. This is a little custom scenario I'm doing. But I'm naming it Airfield Too Far. And here I got all the players set out. I'm going to give you a little history behind it. And I think I've got this thing a little bit more streamlined than my other videos. This will be hopefully a quick video. I don't think the scenario lasts too long. Maybe 30, 40 activations. But I want to give you the layout. What we got going on here is some little border area. And up here, let's just say, this spot here is like the border of Israel. And you got the Israelis up here checking things out. They got themselves a little base camp, little observation post or something going on there. Meanwhile, this could be like Syria, someplace in Syria or something. Some Soviet-backed ISIS forces or Syrian forces got themselves a little improvised airfield going on there. You can see some IL transports or something down there, some Soviet transports in. And what they did is just delivered some Russian units. And these Russian units are back here just setting up a base. You can see they already got a logistics here. We'll zoom in on there. It's the 696 rifle. And they also got themselves a couple, I think they're probably armored personnel carriers, yeah, with some anti-tank guided missiles. Not really a big force, but they're mostly left the airfield and they're in here with in the populated spots, just mostly doing the same thing the Israelis are doing, is observing, but also heavily participating in what goes on. Now here are the forces that are occupying. These are the Soviet-backed forces, we'll say, and you can see who they're all at. I'm going to go ahead and these guys are going to be in charge of the airfield, and the airfield is going to be the key. You can see the disposition of forces, how they these units got our heavy machine gun, extra weapons, some jeeps, some fortified positions for infantry and vehicles, and got some of those Soviet anti-aircraft, what are those suckers called? ZSUs. Got some other ones down here, and it got himself a little bit of an anti-aircraft shoulder-launched missile. And right here is our armored fist, the Al-Zarqawi. They got themselves a couple captured M1A1 tanks from the Americans and some nice little T-72s. One of the M1A1s has got a Cornet anti-armor missile in there. Now, this thing here is, I'm just noticing this now. I don't know, maybe I'll take care of it with gameplay. It should be on an armored personnel carrier, so maybe I'll do that. It's prohibited. I'll put that on a different vehicle besides these tanks. I'll figure that out. But anyway, them are the ones that'll be in charge. These the rules. Oh, hold on a second. We're back. A little technical difficulty, but anyway, these forces here are going to be confined to the airfield. You can see they got barbed wire and some kind of fortifications going along there. So all these Zarqawi forces and all these these pro-Russian forces are in charge of the airfield. That's how the Russians came on in. However, down here we got the American-backed. Here's the American-backed forces, and these are the rebels. I'm using the rebel counters that came with the game. You can see that they're they got a big mountain to climb ahead of them. I didn't even out forces. I'm always a believer that war is not fair. Some sides might have a little bit of an advantage. So, but what they do have is a couple American units embedded. They got themselves a nice little Apache and 136th Infantry, which also has anti-armor missile, guided missile. So the objective is, in I think 20 activations, the rebels and the Americans got to get control of this improvised control tower here. I'm going to say this is the improvised headquarters. They have to control that in 20 or 30 activations. I forgot what it was. I've been through this game, and it's kind of like a play test. You know, you kind of try to figure it out yourself. But if they do, then I have some American forces that are going to land. They're on standby, not many of them. A few APCs and some infantry. But their job will be to clear out the Russian forces with the help of some Israelis. The Israelis will get in the game if the rebels can secure the airfield. What else we got going on here? Now, if the rebels don't secure the airfield, then the Russians come on in, and I think they got a couple extra forces that come with them too that will land and try to give the Israelis a bloody nose. So that's the gist of it. I got to get my activation chits all in order. Like I said, it's been a while since I played this game, but every once in a while I get to mess around with it. I think this is a game from last year, and it's almost, I think Rob Ord said he thought it was the game of the year. It was one of his top 10s. It was number one. It is a really good system. I don't play much on Flying Pig games, but that could change. And we'll let you know. Now, these are the forces. I'm going to go ahead and get the pro-Russian forces set up. Then the rebels roll the dice and find out which edge of the board they come on. I think we'll do like a 1 and 2 the north, 3 and 4 west, 5 and 6 south. So we'll find out which way they're coming in at. That's about it. Let me go set up the pro-Russian forces. And like I said, I've played this scenario a few times, and it's a good scenario. I like it. So we'll show you what's going on after I set up the pro-Russian forces. All right, then we are back. And we got a bad glare, so let's see if we can fix that glare. Maybe not, huh? All right, we'll zoom in. But anyway, here's the disposition of the pro-Russian forces. I've also made a little bit of a rule change here. And so far in my scenarios it hasn't happened, but I've had them come in either the north. Both of my scenarios have come in from the south. I was going to roll for the north, south, and west. But being that this airfield is so close to the west edge, I'm narrowing it down and making a rule that it can only come from the north or south. So they'll only be coming in from a north-south corridor. And realizing that, I went ahead and deployed my forces accordingly. These nice shiny pennies is a minefield. If they decide to go under, they'll have to resolve a minefield attack. Let's go ahead and look at what they got at the headquarters here real quick. Zoom on in there and see what the light is. They got an infantry improved position. They got this place pretty well stacked. We got an M2 heavy machine gun with an Al-Mansur infantry platoon, I guess is what they are. And this one here has a DSHK heavy machine gun, and also a Al-Mansur infantry platoon. Now these guys really ain't all that strong. They got much range, and this gun here gives them a little bit of range. You can see there at that range number of a 3 in white. So go ahead and signify that both of those units are carrying extra weapons that can only be used when they're stationary, as indicated by that X you see down there. Okay, I think I got my pointers with me. Yeah, here we go. Alright, as you can see with that little X down there. So that's where they're at. That's like little headquarters. Our control tower, controlling the air traffic. Little improvised, because like I said, it's an improvised airfield. You gotta think that maybe it's just freshly poured asphalt or something. So just southwest of them, I got BMP, armored personnel carrier. It's kind of lethal. Has a good little range and a nice little 4 hit against infantry. Also got me a El Mansour platoon, but they are equipped with a Igla anti-aircraft rocket. Now the thing of it is with this Igla, it ain't really much of anything, to be honest with you. It's got a hit range of 2, or a firepower of 2, and to be honest with you, when you get done with the modifiers, it's not going to do much damage. The only thing it really does is stop it in its tracks, so it's mostly used as a stopping unit. It doesn't say where to fire once and it's done, so I guess it can keep on firing, but what it's really there for is overwatch and keep an eye on any aircraft that come in. Okay, let's go over here. I got me one of these guys amongst the buildings, and it is mostly on hold, the ZSU. I got me the Humvees, a couple of them just on hold, finding out where the action's going to come from. Again, look, I love the glare. But anyway, another ZSU. But that one here is an anti-aircraft, though, so I'm going to make that distinction. If I can get my thing on in here. Purple anti-aircraft. The other one was more of an anti-infantry. Okay, now up here, we got our vehicle improved positions. I got them back there amongst the buildings. Really, anything from north can't really get you to come around the buildings. So I got me a T-72 there. Oop, there you go, would help. And one of the captured American M1A1s. And like I said, they're in hull down positions. There you go. Oh, also, listen on, this is kind of lethal up here. Come on with the shadows. Zoom on it in and we'll get rid of that problem. Alright. Got an RPK, little light machine gun, 2 hex range, with some El Mansour platoons. But the big boy here is right there, the Cornet. I moved him from the tank. I was going to get rid of him, which would have been a play balance hit big time for the pro-Russian forces, but I'd seen I had an armed personnel carrier to put him on, so he's got himself a nice little spot there, and I'll zoom out on the map and show you. But these guys are all disembarked. They are not loaded. They are disembarked. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom out. You can see where that nice little 10 range with that anti-aircraft missile come in at. And finally over here, that's another big improved position with the other tanks. He's keeping an eye on the Israelis up there, but the Israelis might outgun them if they got themselves a missile. I don't know. I haven't looked at that stack yet. But anyway, that is it. We will roll to see where the where's my good dice? Be right back. All right, we're back. We're gonna roll here. Try to find out which side of the board rebels or pro-American forces are coming in on, and it will be an activation of the rebels first, so we'll put their chit down automatically. Or maybe I'll figure out, maybe I'll just move them and keep a chit in the cup, and then after that, yeah, then we'll pull shit out. I'll figure that out here as we go along. But and this is something you can, I could discuss if I ever get a play friend. But anyway, let's go. 1, 2, 3 north, 4, 5, 6 south, and it's a 4. So coming in from the south again. I should do it from the north just to do something different, but oh well. That is the randomness of it. And the rebels are getting themselves ready to go. Like I said, it's tough. It's a tough egg to crack. I've been through this scenario once before, so we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna do it step by step, and we'll be back for some Armageddon War and a airfield too far. All right, we're back. And I'm trying to figure out for this video how many activations to use. I think through the other ones I was just using 1 per, but I'm going to give them all an extra chit. And I'm trying to decide how many to give them a good. I'm thinking let's go with the 30. With the 30 command track activation. We'll see where we stand there. But here we go. We're going to put them all in here. 2 for Almanzor, 2 for the Rebels, 1 for the Squadron, 1 for the Americans, and 2 for the other ones. Push them all around in here. Now we got the smoke rule going in with there. We got the civilian rule. I don't really know how to score it. Could be victory points. We'll just see who gets successful through the mission. We'll just have fun playing the game and see what's up. But it's just my little customized scenario. And they got some good scenarios in the book. And I'm telling you what, I need to get the solo version of this game. I'm here playing this Armageddon. But I don't think they got it at my hobby store. I went up there and they said I have to order it. So it's a matter of ordering. And like I said, I hardly got any time to play anyway. But I would like to get that solo version of this game. I think it's called Alone in the Desert or something. But another interesting thing too about this scenario is this is a ridge line going all the way up here. So any of my units to the right of that ridge line are not seen until they get actually on this ridge line or over. So that's pretty cool. This is like I guess this is a higher part of the board and this would be a lower, but anyway, this is a ridge line, some kind of ridge line, and there's no line of sight across it. So what I do with the Rebels is usually bring them on up, get them ready to go up here, and then go over the hill, do an over the hill thing, and then they give multiple targets to hit and stuff like that. So that'll be my strategy. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys out of the way and get them ready to get moved, and we'll be right back. All right, so I'm looking at this game again and adjusting it. This is like kind of like a creativity session, you know, where you can create your own scenario and you make adjustments on it. And I've played it a couple of times, but I'm thinking now, you know, the south edge, again, we got this airfield right here. I mean, they're right on it. So adjustment in rules, instead of the north, south, and west, we narrowed it down to the north and south. But now, in the final rule change or rule adjustment, north and south, but it's got to be on the right side of the ridge line. So it narrows them coming in from here over here. If I wrote a roll for the north, or you can't see it right there, I don't know where the edge is, from right here over to this edge. So when you roll the dice and it gives you the south, you got 2 options, here or there. So I just thought I'd throw it in there. I'm getting ready to load them up. These guys got to load up on the trucks and get ready. And then I got to find out what's the best way to assault the airfield. There's the key right down there. These guys will be activated real quick. The key to this game is range of weapons. How to kill them before they kill you. And also the old chit draw cup. And of course I got my famous chow there. Used to have some chows. And that one there would be the one on the right. That was Tibet. Or was it Peking? This looks like a red chow. Maybe it was Peking. Yeah, I think that was Peking. But anyway, we'll be back. All right. We are locked and loaded. Ready to go. Wait, oh, hold on. That's another game series. That's another show. But anyway, like I said, watch Rob Orrin. He does a great job on them and all kinds of other videos. But and it might even be. I wonder if Lock and Load, is that Flying Pig? I don't know if that is or not. But anyway, we are loaded and ready to go. Now I got to figure out what's the best way to break over the top of this ridge and get this spot here without them being able to react right away. All the chits are in the cup. So, logistic markers ready to go. I haven't played this game in a while, so we will do, oops, forgot to get my other units over here. Infantry loaded with the tow. And here we'll have our little list of players. Right here, if you can see, without all the shadows. Ready to move. Rebels also got a sniper. But again, the sniper ain't much but anything but stopping units. A little bit of a mortar. And these trucks are good too, but like I said, they get caught out there. They got no armor at all, so these are just flash units. Moving a 10, flash in, get off, and get out. They got themselves a little obligatory T-55A. Don't know where all that's any good for, but the Rebels kind of like me, on a little bit on the pole side. All right, what we got going on here? We got a cornet. These are the game changers right here. These are the boys we need to stand off and destroy some tanks with. And a little quick Humvee, a little technical. All right, what do we do? How do you get over this ridge? How do you get over that ridge and get to this thing quick? I got tanks here. Need a good line of sight. They got a good line of sight. My activation's only going to be for rebel units. The Americans got to wait till their chick gets pulled. So that is that. Can't think of anything else. Getting ready for the rebels to make their first move. I'm going to look, study, and show you the board when I'm done. Be back. All right, we are back. Little strategic note number 1, and it's part of the gameplay in this Armageddon War. You can see I got these little spots here marked. And I want to make note, this is like a real-time strategy game. Any of my units come on over up here, anybody that's can be hit with an armored unit, with an armored missile, has got to watch out for. And let me come over here and get rid of that goofy-ass glare. Maybe I'll move this thing. Oh, I got enough cord? Oh, yeah. Let's see. I thought I had enough light in here. Let me see here. Push around. Come on down. You can do it. You can do it. Alright, so anyway, we'll just see. Alright. What was I saying? Any units, anything north of here, it's going to be hit by these missiles. He's got anti-tank guided missiles. Or tanks with a nice long range. And this is a safe zone. So I think, like I said, it's all coming back to me now, a little familiar. But when you do come in the south, and this is different defense. I can't remember what my other defenses were. It was something similar to it. But yeah, anybody that sets up a good defense with those missiles. And this is move, see, and fire. So I can zoom down in here so you can see what I'm talking about. Improved positions. Got me a nice little El Zawahiri. I call it Zakari. Zawahiri, you gotta watch this. I usually pronounce things the way I like them. What I say instead of what they say. But anyway, he's got a nice little range there. But the one you really gotta watch out for, and the only thing that saves me in some ways, is these buildings. You can't shoot down here. His line of sight. This is a good game if you can get yourself a good laser pointer. Oh, it would come in really so handy on this game. But anyway, what I really want you to see is the old cornet with the 10 hex range. So that only takes effect really on any armored or vehicles. So I could have my units come over to this way on foot and really negate most of their impact. So let's see, but I'm looking at the map and I'm thinking the best way to come down is as fast as I can on through here. Now I do have a good corridor with those trucks where I can come off of my southern edge that is required. Get a good little run at them. Let's get over here as quick as possible, unload, get some support going. That's what my plan is going to be. I can't go north of these little markers. Remember, they're extended their range. For the cornet, down here and on over from these tanks. Everything else here has got short range. Now these guys here will activate quickly and get on over there, but as far as it goes, I got a free run up through this way. So that's a strategy. Let's have some fun. I'll be back. Alright, well here we're at. A little bit of a stop and play here because I want to give you some of this action. I got this little rebel technical coming on up. Now the thing of it is, he's been in range for the last 2 hexes, but I roll to see if these guys are going to fire at him. First time was a 5 or 6 head fire. When he went one more hex, it was a 4, 5, or 6, and he just rolled a 1. So they haven't fired yet. So let's go ahead and count where he comes up at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I had to move him first. if I would have moved him before all these other units, he wouldn't have been able to go through. So since I'm playing with myself, I'm going ahead and moving him on through. But he can't go through these. He can't hit this because that's the range of these units up here. And then they have to decide whether they want to fire or not. So anyway, let me see. So let's go back here. I think it was 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got a movement of 12. And a range of 2. So he's going to move one more. He'll be in a range of all these guys now. So let's go ahead and roll that dice. And anything above a 3 means they will fire at him. Ooh, 1. So they still ain't firing. This guy's got life made. All right. He's just going to stay there. Let me see how many he rolled then. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With his 10th movement, this rebel's outside here. So the storyline is everybody either, we're moving. Here it is early in the dusk or in the dawn. And they don't see him yet. They're all partying and stoned and drinking, or they're just going to let him come on through because he's only a little technical and they want to see what's going on. Now the onus is on me to decide if I want to move 2 more spaces. Another rule in this game, house rule, is you can't go past this barbed wire until you start your turn next to a barbed wire. So it's going to take you, in other words, represents taking you some time to get on through that stuff. So he can't go there anymore. He can maybe go down, but he's in a range of a lot of units. And if he moves 1 more, anything over a 2, now he could fire also, but he's only shooting with a 2. And by the time we get done with the modifiers, it ain't going to be nothing. So here's a conundrum. Do I move 2 more hexes? Do I fire? Or do I stay right there? I'll be back. Alright, well, if they're that stupid, I'm just going to stay right there. This is all pretty well discussing. Alright. Now, this would have been my first move out of the gate, instead of taking all these moves back. I'm going to go ahead and do it now, but these would have been my first moves, and then I would have moved these guys. These guys are all, if you can see here, how we got a little bit of a blockage going on. Again, we have to stay, if it's going to be a vehicle, and I want to take a chance of getting shot by these 2 units all the way up here, I got to go south of these markers. Alright, now here's something else. These A, B, C, and D markers are my sniper. They got to shoot at him first to see if he's if it's a sniper or not. And I'll have to figure out a way to do that. Maybe I'll roll a dice or something. We're kind of doing this on the fly. But we see we got ourselves a little bit of a road clog here. Now you might be wondering why I'm unloading these guys here and not getting them closer. I'd love to get them closer, but according to the rules, it takes half their movement points to unload. So that's as far as they go. 5s. If they want to go 1 more hex further, they got to stay in the truck and are open to a counterattack. So got to get these guys out right now. This is a great game. You got all kinds of strategies. So anyway, another thing, we got to start from here. These are not marked as numbered hexes. So house rules, this doesn't count as a hex. I mean, I guess you can move on it. If I'm going to make a house rule, these unmarked hexes might as well just be a table. These are unusable. But you can see the makers of the game did it right and made these roads on a regular marked hex. So unmarked hexes are unusable. He's got to start from here to get his furthest to the jump off spot over here. He's unseen and then jump the crest of the hill. And line of sight's restored so everybody can see him. So you can see there's a little corridor down here we can come in at. Alright, so everything's clogged. You can see we got a little bit of a road cloggage here. And that's why I wanted to move these rebels out first. So I'm going to go ahead and do some more movement. Just want to let you know what's going on, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're ready to go here for our first chit pull. And here's what the rebels did. You can see we got a little bit of a clog here. Here's the jump off point. This was my closest one. A, B, and C is the range of the old Rebels sniper. He's got a 4 hex range. There's possible choices. It ain't really coming into effect yet. Now with the old Rebel antique T-55, I really don't want to expose him yet, so I'm keeping him on the right side of the crest, on the east side of the crest, so he could still be unspotted by the Russian forces. Now you can see we got ourselves a little clog here. Trucks have just disembarked the infantry. We got a little mortar team. It's on its foot, lagging behind, but we really need to make a push real quick now. Surprisingly, both of my technicals weren't fired upon. So they decided I was maybe going to do me a little bit of fire on the fortifications, but decided against it. After modifiers, it probably wouldn't add up to much, and maybe I'll get another activation on them, and I'll remove their green markers, and they'll be on standby for anybody that moves around. I could op fire and stop them in their tracks. So I'm going to go ahead and move these markers here. Well, I'm going to keep them on here because that tells me what their range is. But now what else I did is over here you can see these are some goofy units. Let's see if I can get a zoom in on this one. But it's the old Rebel called a sand crawler. Look at this thing. Look at the old sand crawler, man. It's like a weird looking. Is it South African or something? Well, anyway, I don't know how good it is on the sand, but it booked up that road. And luckily for the sand crawlers, they're loaded up with these cornets. Whether they could actually carry them or not, who knows? But they got a troop carrier down on their symbol down there, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. You can see their symbol says it's got to be a standstill. Can't fire that cornet while moving. They got to set it up. But both of these sand crawlers are loaded down with some pretty lethal rebels. As far as, well, not lethal. As far as rebels go, they're lethal. But these cornets are lethal right there. They got that big 10 range. And the idea here is from moved them up from the road. Now, a little house rule here again. If you ever want to adapt a scenario, no unit can be adjacent to a Russian, which is going up this road. You can see it had a little 1 hex gap, so I didn't have to violate that rule. But they're going to go ahead and move on up, try to get in the position where my lamp is. Come around this corner in that little 10 hex range. Have this little fanned area around here. Get ourselves some shots on these nice tanks or whoever's wants to stick their head out here. So the idea is to get these guys up here, get the infantry unloaded. They can make an assault, and my long-range anti-tank missiles come around here somewhere and take out these tanks before they get me. Meanwhile, we're pushing on up, trying to get the elusive control tower so we can call in some more American forces. So that is it. That's a fun scenario. We're getting ready to make our first chit draw. But the opening salvos have begun. Let's look at what happened. What's going on. We'll be back with some more killer Armageddon War.